Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Stone, teaching the word of the Lord and Mashiach Yahushai in sincerity and truth into the Akim and Akwath, throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on to the testimony of the Lord and Mashiach Yahushai in sincerity and truth and intelligence of mind. This is Brother Nasher DC Camp. Short lesson for the hopeful elect. In these last days, we're going to need a lot of faith to endure the chaos, the adversity, the tribulation that's coming upon the face of the earth. Yeah, because when you watch all these documentaries about European imperialism, white supremacy, the empire of Edom, all right, the Greco-Roman Empire. You see how far and wide they've spread out their bases. You've heard and you've done research on the types of weapons they possess, the capacities of their armies, all types of weapons that they do possess. It just makes you wonder how our people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans spread out throughout the four corners of the earth, how are they going to be delivered? Yeah, it's just so much. Even the heathen, when you look at Moab, Korea, it's just so much weapons in their hand. Like, when are our people going to be able to be delivered? Because it just looks like something, impossible. But when you read the scriptures, it just shows you that the Lord and Mashiach Yahushua has to return, man. Because when you look around the world, man, you just see the bases and bases and bases, right? Military bases of Esau all around the world. Almost every country in Africa. Then you got the so-called embassies, and then you got their pockets of spying, of intelligence gathering all across the world. So you can imagine how our people are going to be delivered when Esau have such a huge and strong apparatus to maintain his dominion upon the face of the earth. Yeah, so it just makes you wonder, man, how are we going to get delivered? And that's just when, the words of the Lord come in, man. That the Lord, Mashiach Yahushai, has to return and get us out of it, man. Get us out of this tight spot, man. Because our people are stuck, stuck in the grip of Edom, all right? So we read from the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 7. All right, it's concerning Yahushua's return. It says, "Behold it, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him." All right, so Yahushua has to return with his angels in the heavens, with his chariots, with the so-called UFOs, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So Yahushua is going to make a grand return. You're going to see him in the heavens, because the Lord is always watching over his servants, the elect. And, his angels always keeping tabs to make sure they stay on the straight and narrow path. And it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough, to go through that eye of the needle. All right, it's going to be tough. You're going to have a strong mind in the spirit of the Lord of Mashiach Yahushai by Shemaka Kadash. Yeah, you got to have a spirit upon you to endure the chaos that's coming upon the face of the earth, the famine, the destruction, the the people going against the government going against the people. Basically standing in the front, in the path of the new world order. And that's exactly, the challenge that the men of the Lord have to face. Standing in the path of tyranny that's about to devastate the whole world. So you know exactly what the Lord Mashiach Yahushua is going to do. He's going to have to bring swift destruction upon the empire of Edom. And there are people that have given up and are holding on to Esau's rulership, holding on to Esau's breadcrumbs. They're going to feel the wrath of the Lord. So it's a scary thing, man, that's coming upon the face of the earth. It's a scary thing. Even Esau is beginning to talk about the angels, right, in the so-called meetings and in Congress and wherever they are, around the world. So we're expecting, things to get worse before it gets better, all right? So now you look at the book of Revelation again. You go to Revelation chapter 19. And verse 11, all right? It says, "And I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war." Yeah. So Yahushua has to make war against the rulers of this world so he can subdue them, eliminate their dominion, and bring deliverance to our people, the Israelites. All right. Yeah, man, because Jakes, man, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they need salvation really bad, man. Our people are just suffering. Whether you look at the Israelites over there in West Africa, in fact, all over Africa, man, Jake is catching hell, man. And our people are just wondering how they're gonna make it, man. Protest after protest, screaming for democracy, always looking for asylum in foreign countries so they could have a better life for their families and all that stuff, man. So the Lord has to tear away the infrastructure of Esau that's causing our people to destroy themselves, okay? So, yeah, man, you read in verse 12, Revelation 19 and 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, all right? So he has to take down these nations, man, whether it's the Saudis, the Emiratis, the Moroccans, the Hamites over there in Africa, and, the Europeans, Moab. He got to take down all these nations that are standing in the path of redemption of our people, the Israelites, okay? So the Lord has to conquer them. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. Yeah. So Yahushua is going to take care of business, all right? He's going to bring about swift destruction upon the empires of the heathen. And verse 13 said, "And he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh." All right? So Yahushua is going to pull down the strongholds of Esau, the strongholds of Ham, the strongholds of Moab, the strongholds of Ishmael, the strongholds of Japheth, that's holding our people back. All right? The Lord has to tear them down. Okay? Just like when you read, in fact, let me go to this precept real quick, man. Let's see, Isaiah chapter 25 and verse 7. All right, see, It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Yeah, so that's what we're looking up to seeing, right? The Lord has to tear Babylon down, right? It doesn't matter how strong Babylon's army is, how strong the beast's NATO's army is. The Lord has to eviscerate it, okay? You know, it's stressful, man. You know, when you think about things you have to endure, and then you realize that, you know what, just let the Lord take care of it, man. There's nothing you can do physically, you know, to bring down Esau. All you can do is just preach the gospel, man. You don't have the resources, you don't have the manpower, you don't have the military technology to take down Esau. That's why you need a spiritual army. All right, you need the angels of the Lord, led by the Lord Amashak Yahushai, to take care of that problem. All right, that problem. Yeah, because Esau's empire has expanded 1,000 times more in strength than it was once as the Romans. All right, during the time of Yahushai. All right. Yeah, the Roman Empire has increased in strength. All right. In every corner of the earth, they have their weapons in the heavens, underneath the seas, and all that stuff on land. So they have complete dominion over the earth. So just imagine how the Lord is going to take care of that. So it's going to be a miracle, man, when you see that happening. All right. So we go back to the book of Revelation, chapter 19, and let's see what. All right. Verse 14 says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So these are the angels, all right? So the angels are armies of the Lord, and they're coming with the returning with the Lord Amashak Yahushai to bring justice, to bring deliverance to our people. Verse 15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, all right? Those that laser beams, you know, when you watch the movie War of the Worlds, yeah, those tripods, man, you know, shooting that beam. That's exactly what you're going to be seeing, the flash of hot concentrated fire to beat the people to powder, the armies of the world to powder, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Yahweh. Yeah, so just imagine, man, you know, how devastating that's going to be for the armies of this world. Then verse 16 says, and he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lords of Lords. So that's exactly what Yahushua is coming to do, to reign upon the face of the earth, to subdue the kings of this earth, to bring them into subjection. All right. So we read the book of Isaiah chapter 30. You're going to look at verse 27. It says, behold, the name of the Lord cometh from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. Yeah, so the Yahushua is coming with vengeance, anger. Alright, it says, his lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire. Yeah, so what do you expect the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua to do? To come make peace with his enemies? No, he's coming to bring war against them, to destroy them and their families and their rulers and all that stuff, okay? And verse 28 says, and his breath as an overflowing stream shall reach to the midst of the neck. Yeah, so it's going to be so much devastation, you know. Scripture talks about the blood and, of all the people that got torn up. Yeah, man, that's how devastating. The Lord is gonna turn the armies of this world to, all right, to sift the nations with a sieve of vanity. Yeah, He's gonna make every development upon the earth of Esau vain. He's gonna tear it down. Talking about bridges, skyscrapers, uh, you know, uh, ministries and military bases. He's gonna tear it down, man. He's gonna burn it down. It doesn't matter where they are. The Lord, sees it. He knows where they are, turning them into powder. And there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. So they're not gonna know exactly what to do and how to fight. They're gonna try, but it's just gonna be a total pandemonium. All right. So remember that, man. The Lord is bringing judgment upon the earth very soon. Even the Pentagon knows that the Lord Amashak Yahweh shall return and destroy the apparatus of dominion upon the face of the earth. Yeah. So that's why they're trying so hard to create a false narrative about the appearing of the angels in the heavens, okay, the chariots of Israel. So Isaiah chapter 63, I'm going to read from verse 1 to verse 3. It says this about the Lord Mashiach Yahushua returning to destroy Edom, all right, to destroy America, destroy the EU, destroy NATO, all right. So it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? So this is the destruction of America, all right. After the destruction of America, this is what the prophet Isaiah saw. Yahushua's return after he got the job done. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. So that's the model of the angels of the Lord, the chariots, the so-called UFOs. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save you. So that's what is coming. He's bringing salvation and destruction. Salvation for his elect and destruction for his enemies. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? Yeah, so it's gonna be painful, man, for the enemies of the Lord. Yeah, they're gonna suffer a devastating blow. A blow that's gonna last for all eternity. All right. Verse 3 says, I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me. And for I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So Yahushua has to destroy. Alright? The Lord has to destroy. He has to destroy the structure of Edom. The structure of unrighteousness. The Lord has to burn it down. The Lord has to destroy it. That's a clear indication that he's not pleased with the governance of Edom, the governance of Ishmael, the governance of Moab, the governance of Ham upon the face of the earth. All right. So we're looking forward to the Lord bringing His devastating impact upon them. So another precept we'd like to go into is Isaiah chapter 31. And look at from verse 3. It says, this is something you have to remember. Isaiah chapter 31 verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not gods, alright? They're not the Most High. And their horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall. So whoever is allied with Edom, alright? All these so-called puppet leaders of the world that are going along with Esau's agenda, they're going to fall, all right? And he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. So the Lord is going to destroy the alliance between the master and the puppet, all right? Then verse 4 says, For thus hath the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So when you see those Maasai warriors over there in Kenya, picking up spears, trying to scare a lion, trying to trap a lion. The lion, in this case, Lord is talking about will not give up, will not back down, will not be intimidated, because he's got to eat. So that's how the Lord is going to approach, the situation that's coming upon the face of the Lord. The Lord has to eat, man. All right, the Lord has to conquer. All right, the Lord has to show forth his strength. So the armies of this world will not be able to guard against the motivation, the goal, and the conquering of the Lord, the conquering Lion of Judah. All right, so shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. So the Lord is jealous over his people. So the Lord has to defend. All right. So verse 5 says, As birds flying, so the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Yep. So the Lord has to make a way to bring judgment upon the face of the earth. And you're going to see how powerful the Lord will make his confrontation. That war is going to be so bad, man. So bad. Yeah, that scripture talks about the man's hearts failing them. Yeah, folks bugging out because of the destruction that's coming upon the face of the earth. So another scripture to look into is from the book of Isaiah again. Now, it's going to be from chapter 51. Alright. Verse 11 says, Therefore the redeemed of the Lord shall return and come with singing unto Zion. Alright, so this is the elect, singing that song of Moses. Alright, joy. And everlasting joy shall be upon their head, and they shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. So that's what we are hoping for. All right, that's exactly what we're looking forward to. So verse 12 says, even I am he that comforted you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die? Just like we read in the book of Isaiah chapter 31, 3-5. It's no need to be afraid of the men of this world, the powers of this world, right? Yeah. And the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass. So it's no need to be afraid. The Lord is letting you know through his words of assurance, his words of comfort, that have no fear of the armies of this world, right? The rulers of this world. Verse 13, and forgettest the Lord thy maker, that had stretched forth the heavens. Yeah, so that's the Lord just saying, you know what? You fairness people, and you're forgetting that I am the Lord that made the heavens and the earth, and laid the foundations of the earth, and has feared continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor. Yeah, it shows you how people got stuck, man. That fear is a disease, man. The fear of the heathen, it's a disease that's eating away at the minds of our people, man. Just like the curses, man. For the want of all things, always depending upon the enemy, as if we were ready to destroy. And where is the fury of the oppressor? So the Lord is letting us know, man. What's wrong with you, man? Why are you so afraid of a person, of a nation of people that did not create the heavens and the earth? But yet, you're not turning back to the Lord. The Lord talks about turn you back to the strongholds, you prisoners of hope. So we are the prisoners of hope, all right? The men of the Lord, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? We're the Israelites, so we got to return to the Lord. Verse 14 says, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. So that's something that's always on the mind of the elect, man. That we don't get all jammed up and messed up in Babylon, man, and give up hope. Yeah, Rashai said those days have to be shortened, man, so that the elect can be saved. So that's what we are trusting on, the words of the Lord, so that we will be delivered, okay? So when you read the book of 2nd Ezra, man, 2nd Ezra chapter 11, I'm not read everything, the verses just from 37 to 46. It just tells you how furious the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua is, all right? Just like we read about a lion that doesn't want to turn back in Isaiah 51, 11 to 14. Here again, you see the lion showing up. And, all right, 2nd Ezra 11 and 37, and I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle. So the lion spoke like a man, and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Are not thou it that remainest of the fourth beasts? All right. So this is the last kingdom of the heathen, the Roman Empire, the Empire of Edom, the EU-NATO alliance, all right? That is the kingdom of Edom, whom I made to reign in my world, all right? So the Roman Empire, the revival of the Roman Empire reigning upon the face of the earth is going to get confronted by the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua, that the end of their times might come through them. Yeah, so this is it. This is the end of the rulership of Esau, the rulership of the heathen. That's why they're pushing hard to militarize, the world to their benefit, man. Putting weapons in space so that they could extend their dominion. But the Lord has said that the end of their times might come through them. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth, with much wicked oppression, so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. So ever since the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua allowed the serpent, the dragon, the beast to get loose, ever since then, to deceive the whole world, that's something we have to deal with now. Verse 41 says, For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. See that? Then verse 42 says, For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Yeah, so the Lord is upset with Esau. And the Lord has to bring down Babylon, man. The Lord has to destroy the Rothschilds, man, and their wealth. The Lord has to take them into captivity. So this is just a summary, all right? So verse 43 says, Therefore is thy wrongdealing cometh, all right, thy wrongdealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the times, the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and its abomination are fulfilled. So this is the conclusion that we've been expecting, the conclusion of Esau's rulership, his dominion upon the face of the earth. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. All right, so the Lord is going to take down the Roman Empire. All right, the EU and all that stuff, they're going down. Okay, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return. being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. So the earth has to be replenished under the judgment of the Lord Amashak Yahushai. Alright, so he has to take away Esau out of the power seat. And that's the reason why the lion spoke. The lion was upset. Yahushua was upset. Alright, so Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 17. What does it say? Alright, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. The former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So this is it, man. What we are living in now will not be in the future. Alright, this wicked dominion has to pass away. You know, the Lord has to flush Babylon down the toilet, man. You know, the land desolate and barren. The Lord has to totally eviscerate the power structure of Babylon, the power structure of Esau. Alright, the so-called European power, their legacy is going to be relegated into the trash can of history. That's what it is. That's what the scripture is saying. It's not what I'm saying. You know, the words that we read in the scriptures are not our words. These are the words of the Lord. So the Lord is bringing chaos, man. The Lord is bringing chaos upon the earth. So what else can we say, man? He has to purge. So let's see what else. So you go to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So the Lord has to destroy the rulers of this world. Alright, for by fire and by his sword shall the Lord, will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Yeah, so the Lord Amashak Yahushai has to destroy the power structure of Edom, because the times of righteousness are at hand. So the Lord has to purge. The Lord has to purge his floor. Alright, the Lord has to clean up his footstool. That's one thing we are expecting to happen, you know, very soon. So just to wrap this up, we go to the book of Revelation. Yeah, book of Revelation chapter 21 and verse 5. It says, what's that on verse 4? You know what? Start with verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. Right? Just talking about the Israelites. All right, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, all spread out through the four corners of the earth. All right, they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Alright, so Babylon is on its way out, man. You know, this is a new chapter that we're looking forward to being a part of. Alright, verse 5, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write these words. Write, for these words are true and faithful. So this is exactly what we're hoping for, man. Deliverance, okay, from our enemies. Deliverance out of the grip of Esau, man. Because, you know, we need to be delivered out of the snare of the fowler. Yeah, man. Our people are just stuck, man. You know, Esau has complete dominion over the face of the earth. There's no amount of voting or democracy or plea that our people can put forth to be delivered, man. You know, you can see the havoc of Esau over there in South America, man, just having total control over the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos, all right, and even there in Africa, so-called Negroes, even in the Caribbean, man, it's just totally devastating. So you just pray the Lord that Mashiach Yahushua returns as quick as possible, to get us out of this, man, because we really need salvation, man. That's why his name is called Yahushua, to deliver our people from their sins and out of the hands of them that hate us. So that's upon the Hakim Abaratazer. This brings some peace of mind to you, boosts your faith to prepare for the damage that's coming upon the face of the earth, and to hope for everlasting mercy. By Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, with the approval of Yahweh. Shalom.